The second half of the 1962 Scotch Cup competition was held at the Edinburgh Ice Rink. The fourth round game between Scotland and the States was close for 5 ends. When Dick Brown came to play his first stone of the sixth end, the score was 4-3. Scotland had the shot rock tucked into a U.S. pocket and stood a good chance of stealing a point to tie the game. But Brown hits perfectly, and the U.S. has 3 shots counting. Willie Young has only 1 stone left. The U.S. has last rock. What to do? Willie elects to play a difficult freeze to the shot rock with the in turn. Well, it's on target. Has he enough? Sweep hard. Now stop. It looks good. But it stops just inches short of its target. Still, it's in a good position. And only a perfect shot by Brown will be able to spring it loose. Has he got it? A brilliant shot by Dick Brown, and the U.S. scores 3 to take a 7-3 lead. From there on, there's no stopping the Hibbing team, as it limited the Scots to 2 points over the remaining 6 ends, and the final score read 14-5 for the United States. Meanwhile, the game between Sweden and Canada had turned into a curling lecture, with the Richardsons becoming demonstrating professors to the Swedish students. The Regina rink scored 5 on the first end, and going into the 5th end had increased that margin to read 13-2. The highlight of the game, though, was the takeout play of the Swedish skip, Rolf Arvidsson. Early in the contest, Arvidsson amazed the spectators with a 4-way takeout, the first time the Richardsons could ever recall experiencing such a happening. And now in the 5th end, he repeats the earlier magic with a triple that has the spectators applauding. The pipes that told of the 5th round of play also signaled the key game of the 62 series. In this round, the United States, the only rink with a chance to catch the Richardsons, got their second opportunity to play the famous foursome from Regina. On the adjacent sheet, the Swedes and Scots had already started. This is the play, Skip. And with the house resembling a modernistic painting of Ailsa Craig, Skip Rolf Arvidsson of Sweden tries some of his patented triple takeout weight. Well, now, let's see just how many are they counting. 3 for Scotland as the host side moved to an 18-4 win. But how about that big game, Canada versus the United States? Well, right now the score is 5-2 for Canada as Ernie Richardson delivers his last rock of the 7th end. The U.S. purposely blanked the 6th end. Now with the Cloughman rink lying 3 shots, Richardson gets one but rolls out. The U.S. now has a chance to tie it up. That strategy begins to look good. Let's see how Dick Brown makes out with his last shot. It's right to the button, and the game is deadlocked at 5 points apiece. It's the 8th end now, final rocks of the end, with Canada lying 3. Dick Brown delivers. Picks up strong sweeping from Nick Jarul and Terry Cloughman. He gets the rock, but a Richardson removal of that rock could regain those 3 points for Canada. Ernie watches. There's no sweeping. He misses, and the Cloughman steal 1 to take the lead 6-5. For the first time in the 1962 series, the Richardsons are behind. The spectators quicken to the tension and drama. Can the U.S. maintain its advantage? When it came time for skip rocks in the 9th end, the United States was counting 1. Brown draws in and splits the shot rock to count 2. Now it's Ernie Richardson's turn to bear down. He eases the shot rock out of play, and the pressure shifts onto the youthful Dick Brown. Although Brown plays the final stones for father-in-law Fran Cloughman, he is listed as second on the rink. Has he got it? The stone catches a slight fall in the ice and only nudges the Canadian stone onto the button. Now Ernie can go for 2. This is a key shot. The ice is tricky. The weight has to be just right. Hit or draw. Saskatchewan shooters say draw. And in comes the shot to the button. Canada counts 2. Man, that's curling. The score is 7-6 for the defending champions. 3 ends left to play. The folks back home will want to see this. The U.S. blanked the 10th end. Now we're in the 11th. This is Brown's first shot. Canada has a biter and a stone on the button. He gets it. And now Ernie goes after the same one. Sometimes these wide open shots can be the most difficult, and especially so when the ice is tricky down the center. Sweepers West and Sam Richardson watch it carefully. But the brooms aren't needed. Now it's up to Brown. Looks a shade narrow. Hold it now. Now sweep, it's caught the fall. Canada counts 2 and with 1 end left to play holds a 9-6 end. In the 12th, the Richardsons methodically cut down all U.S. stones in sight. And with 3 rocks to come, Canada has 2 in the house. The United States has a long guard on the center line. Nick plays the freeze to the button. Nick Giroux and Terry Clefman sweep, but the T-line shot just fails to come in enough. Canada still has the shot rock. With his final stone, Ernie plays a guard. It's there. And with his final rock, Brown elects to ease past his own front stone on the out turn. It's by. He counts 2, and the 5th round is over. Final score, 9-8 for Canada. The Richardsons have clinched the Scotch Cup for the 3rd time with their 15th consecutive win over a 3-year period. My goodness, I want a picture of that, too. The bell that signaled the start of the 6th and final round of play in the 1962 Scotch Cup Series also signaled another Scotland-Canada contest on one sheet of ice, with the United States playing Sweden on the adjoining sheet. This game between Willie Young and Ernie Richardson was a far different game from their first encounter. This time, Scotland played the game it knows and loves, and after 2 ends of play led Canada 3-1. The Richardsons tied it up in the 3rd and went ahead 4-3 in the 4th. Eventually, they won the game, their 16th straight Scotch Cup victory, by a 13-8 margin. But here in the 5th end, the issue is very much in doubt. There's granite galore as Willie Young plays his final shot of the end. He's elected a difficult raise of his own front stone onto the Canadian shot rock that is resting just off the tee. He makes it 2. What a shot! Scotland counts 2 and regains the lead. But on the next end, Canada scored 4 and then went on to win 13-8.